Peace and love from the Wellness Woman. Happy full buck moon, which happens to be in the zodiac Capricorn. If you haven't done so, be sure to follow my page for more content about the zodiacs, full moons, and much more. This information is brought to you by thefarmersalmanac.com. Now let's begin. The full moon, July 2024, comes when nature is in full growth. Crops are either ripening or beginning to be harvested. The annual Rite of Your Pick strawberries wraps up in the beginning of the month, and folks in the Midwest check to see if the corn is knee-high by the 4th of July. But why is the full moon traditionally known as the buck moon? And what other names does the summer moon go by in different cultures? So July 2024 full moon is happening today, Sunday, July 24th. Its peak illumination will be at 6:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now, it is currently 2:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So why is it called the buck moon? Well, male deer antlers begin to grow in late spring. Antlers grow as fast as 1/4 inch per day and 1 1/2 inches per week during this period, making them the fastest growing bones in the world. Antlers grow from the pedicel, I think it's pronounced, which is in the buck's skull. The lengthening daylight in the spring triggers the hormones that start the growth each spring. Buck antlers can easily be spotted in full velvet come July. Unlike horns, antlers are bones made mostly of calcium and phosphorus that the deer shed after mating season. Buck antlers lose their velvety coating usually within a 24-hour period, closer to mating season in fall. The salmon moon is an alternative July full moon name. American Indians in Alaska, including the Haida and Tlingit, dubbed the July full moon the salmon moon for its timing with salmon runs. The wish rams in the Pacific Northwest translate to salmon go up rivers in a group, which salmon migrate up rivers to spawn from spring through fall. The sockeye salmon run typically begins in July and can last through October. July is also a month when the summer runs Chinook or Chinook, it could be either or, English is weird, and steelhead take place. Salmon spend anywhere from 1 to 6 years in the oceans before returning to their home rivers to spawn. July's moon is dubbed the time of much ripening by Mohawk in the eastern woodlands. There's plenty of ripening happening across the United States. For the Shawnee in the Midwestern region, it is the blackberry moon. In the northern plains, the Assiniboine, noted the red berries, while the Lakota named it when the choke cherries are black. For the Algonquin from the northeast to Great Lakes, this is the moon when the squash are ripe. More broadly, the Zuni in New Mexico call it the limbs are broken by fruit moon. Among Ojibwe or Ojibwe, English, it's the blueberry moon. To the Oneida, it's the string bean moon. Forgive me on my pronunciation of any of those tribes that I mispronounced. While the berries and fruits ripen, corn is various stages of readiness. The translation of the Cherokee Nation in the Carolinas is ripe corn moon, though corn in the Great Lakes region has a bit of time to go. The Potawatomi named this moon, Moon of the Young Corn. Once again, if I mispronounced that wrong, I do apologize. In Celtic culture, the July moon names included wort, or translated herb and or mead moon. Wort, I'm going to say wort, is derived from an Old English word. A herbal garden in Old English language was a wort yard. Wort is the modernized spelling of the word. I was right. Okay. Those familiar with the beer brewing process recognize wort as the sugary liquid drained from mash used during the fermentation process. Gardeners and herbalists spot wort used in plants names like St. John's wort, Bishop's wort, and Low's wort or loose wort. Harvesting herbs should be done once the plants have enough foliage to maintain growth after cuttings. By July, most herbs can withstand harvesting. In addition to medicinal and cooking applications of herbs, they can be used in the mead making process. Of course, one needs honey to ferment into the alcoholic drink. Come July, there's plenty of nectar-giving flowers in bloom for honeybees to make plenty of honey for mead making. Hay bales are a staple of fall decorations, but July's moon was known as the hay moon among Anglo-Saxon culture. Whatever it is called, the July full moon is a time to appreciate the glory of summer ripeness. Please join the discussion in the comments and tell me, what is your favorite name for July's full moon? And if you could rename the book moon, what would you call it? As always, peace and love from the Wellness Woman. And don't forget to indulge in your full moon rituals.